Hey y'all. So I saw 1992. It's the new Tyrese movie, and it's Ray Liotta's last film. You know, Ray Liotta, he passed away, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. Now, okay, the movie is set in 1992, specifically on the first night of the LA riots. You know, the result of the not guilty verdict on those racist cops for beating Rodney King. Okay, now you have, the backdrop of the movie. It was not a bad movie. It just wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I felt that I was watching two separate movies the whole time. I felt that we had the movie with Tyrese and his son, and he wanted to protect his son during the LA riots. And then we have Ray Liotta, and his son was played by Clint Eastwood's son. I want to say his son's name is Scott. But anyway, then we had the Ray Liotta story, which is about these thieves who are trying to steal this platinum from this metal factory. Okay, yeah. So these two separate stories are happening, blah, 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 blah. And they meet at the same place because Tyrese's character works at the metal shop. And so they have no connection whatsoever until Tyrese gets there and he sees that there's these people and they try to kidnap his son and they're trying to get his son back, and then Ray is trying to leave. Now, there's this whole other story happening in the Ray Liotta side, with him being a bad dad, them robbing people, why his sons need to rob people, and his son and his best friend were like army vets, and it's 92. I'm assuming it's probably Desert Storm vets, and there's just so many other things that I think they never really connect together, that I felt like I was watching two separate things that kind of do this, but they never do this. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if it's because no passing of Ray Liotta, that maybe some things didn't get finished filming or what, but there's nobody wins. And a lot of people lose, but there's no winners in this, and only thing he's left me with was a bunch of questions. Now, what I wanted was Tyrese's story to see this hero's journey of a man who's trying to seek redemption, be redeemed in his son's eyes, find him during the LA riots, and get him to safety, and now he's redeemed in his son's eyes. That could have been a completely separate movie. And another movie could have been the heist movie with Ray Liotta and I'm gonna say his name's Scott, and Scott, Clint Eastwood's son. Anyway, there could have been that separate story about why they had to rob people and why it's taking place in 1992, which kind of makes sense. Mostly because of the low tech, the lowness of the cops caring about what's happening because they're too busy being concerned with the riots. And, there's not as many checkpoints for security during, 1992. But, again, I just felt like I was watching these two things that just kind of went like this. I think, people should check it out. It's Ray Liotta's last film, but I just left with more questions than being like, that was thought-provoking, or, that sucked. I just kind of it just felt unfinished. And I wonder if that was the way it was written, or if it had to do with, Ray Liotta's passing. I don't know. But, alright,
You don't have to be perfect to be amazing.